Good morning from the beautiful East Eddywall. I'm Pat, Romantic Genius. I'm going to drop my 10 cents on the Taurus TX22. I've had this little pistol for the last several days and really enjoyed it. I have fed this thing a mixture of the CCI mini mags, both boxes of these, the Winchester PowerPoints. These ran really well. These Aguila, however you say it, the super maximum hyper velocity. Now I had 2 stoppages with this, but this was to blame on the ammo. It wasn't to blame on the pistol. And I'll show you the stoppages here in just a few. It ran the CCI Blazers. It's not ammo picky at all. I even ran the little Remington Thunderbolts, which the price tag covers them up, but that's what these are, the Remington green and yellow Thunderbolts. And the little gun is a very accurate shooter. The one thing that I really liked about it, shooting it suppressed, is most of the time, if you have the ejection port open to the top, then you get a lot of blowback. A lot of things hit you in the face, unburnt powder and other things like that. This one, the ejection port is on the side. So all of that just goes out the side. There was a little bit of a windy day on Saturday, and it was blowing it back on me, but that is to blame on the wind. And I did find something really cool with this one. No safety. You know, the safety model's ambi, but I don't like an external safety, so I found one without it. All right, now let's talk about the trigger. I really like this little trigger straight out of the box. This outside part here is just the shoe. The trigger actually goes up inside. This is your safety. You know, on other models, it's just a little rib that sticks out of the middle. This one is the whole outside of it. Basically, you come back against the wall, really short, reset is really short, and back again. This thing is great for an out-of-the-box trigger. And I really enjoy the fact that it comes with 2 16-round magazines. This is really cool. Now the magazine, they're a little tough to load. I'd imagine that they would be with that extra 6 rounds of capacity. And I'm going to compare them to 2 other magazines here in just a second. They will get a little rough on your fingers. Now there is a speed loader in the box that I'm about to start having to use until these magazines get, there's one catch. One of these has a little catch at about 7 rounds, and I can't remember which one of them it is, but you get 7 rounds in it and it hangs just a little bit, and I'm sure that we'll wear that out with use. Now let's go ahead and take a close-up look at this. And there it is, the second little Taurus that I've liked. I actually like this thing much more than the G2C. The trigger's great. The grip is excellent. It almost feels kind of HK-ish to me. I've been using the threaded adapter that comes with it, using the suppressor, and then just to get a little closer up what I'm talking about, instead of getting all that suppressor blowback that comes out of the top, everything comes out of the side, so it doesn't wind up in your face, and that is awesome. Loving that lack of a safety. Great little gun. Now as for the magazines, the Taurus magazines are a little tough because your buttons are slick and they don't stick out. Now just for comparison, M&P 22, which this is a single stack, I'm sure that they can manage to fit that in there, but you have this really positive little button on the M&P 22 compact, and then this is the Mark IV Light from Ruger, and it has such a positive little button. Now with these being double stack, Taurus may not have been able to make room in the grip or get a groove in there, so these are slick and they're hard to get to. I did see online, I'm going to experiment with it. One guy actually took the button out and was putting an Allen key in there, and that's cool. I may experiment with that. Now let's talk about that ammo stoppage. these Aguilas are the only ammo that I had a problem with. And I've brought out a piece of white paper. Hopefully I can detail what happened. Now, right there is an abrupt hit on the feed ramp. And what it did was, it looks like it had shaved a little sliver off of a bullet that is too soft, because it came out with that little sliver wrapped back here around the primer. And then I had another. You see how it's kind of shoved back? It didn't quite peel that lead off into a ring like this, but I'm thinking very much that these bullets are either too soft or too blunt nosed for that feed ramp. And those are the only two stoppages that I've had with the pistol, and I am not faulting the Taurus TX22 for this. The only reason I brought this up is to show, if you run this ammo, you may have a couple of stoppages, and it may have just been this lot number. But, you know, run these, they worked for the most part. It was only literally 2 out of 100 rounds that did that. Also worth mentioning, something that I thought was cool. This is your standard TLR 1HL from Streamlight. Fits your standard other pistols, you know, Glock 19, Glock 23, all your M&P series, and it fits this perfectly. I hadn't seen a 22 that fits this perfectly. And now this isn't going to be a tactical light, but you know, I live out here rurally and we have all kind of critters in the night. So instead of dragging out a 40 or a 45 to kill something small, I actually have a weapon light that I can mount to a 22 and take care of a nuisance possum that's trying to get under the house or try to get into some trash or something like that. So that is an absolutely cool thing about this, is it goes right on that rail. This pistol actually slides into my Glock 19, my Glock 23, the leather holsters, and then I've got an Alien Gear hybrid that it slides into. So with this one's not one that I'm going to carry. It gives me a range option. I don't have to buy a devoted holster for it. Now if you wanted a Kydex, you're definitely going to have to buy a devoted holster. Just because of the shape of this, it won't fit into the Glock 19 and 23 holsters, but now it will fit the leather, and then like I said, that Alien Gear hybrid, they fit perfectly. It's a great little gun. This one came in, everything, tags, title out the door, background check, blah blah blah, whatever. This one came in at $345, and it will absolutely pay off in years to come in shooting value. Now if you like today's review, please subscribe and turn on the notifications, because I will be bringing you more, possibly even more Taurus. These things are impressing me. And until next time, have a wonderful day.